Good evening and welcome to another episode of Karma Knows Best. On this episode, we will cover the catastrophically destructive failure to pop the crowd at the Raw on Netflix debut by none other than
I am a real American, fight for the rights of every man. I am a real American, fight for what's right, fight for your life. When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, please understand something. When talking about the Hulkster, he's always been a lying, backstabbing, conniving person. Don't believe me? Just ask him! Exhibit A.
When I was in wrestling in the 80s, I tried to unionize wrestling, and it was Hulk Hogan who cut my legs out from under me. Hulk Hogan went to Vince McMahon, ratted me out, and subsequently, later on, cost me my job.
Yeah. What's the likelihood of that ever being repaired?
Never.
What?
Can't trust him. I'm not friends with anyone I don't trust. I have to have a trust with someone to be their friend. And he's the one that ratted me to Vince when I tried to unionize. I found that out under federal deposition when Vince was put under sworn, and he didn't hesitate at all. I told my lawyer the story, and in deposition you could ask about anything. And so I wanted to know who ratted me in the locker room, because there were no agents, no one from the office was in there when I did it. So it had to be one of the boys. And when my attorney said, Mr. McMahon, has there ever been a union in wrestling? And Vince said, no. He said, has anyone ever tried to? And Vince said, well, I think Jesse Ventura spouted his mouth off about it once before. And my attorney said, did you hear Mr. Ventura? No. Well, then how do you know he did? With no hesitation, Vince went, Hulk Hogan told me. And I didn't show any emotion, but I almost tipped over in the chair because he was my friend. And I thought, but then I understand why. When we went to court, I saw in WrestleMania 3, Hogan got paid more than all of us combined. Now, why would he want a union when he's getting taken care of? Imagine that, WrestleMania 3, 93,000 people, and he got more than Andre the Giant and all the rest of us combined. If there was a union, would that happen? No.
Yeah, this guy has pissed off more people than the federal government. And that's saying something considering he was their star witness for that steroid trial that Vince ended up winning. So just like Jesse said, he can't be trusted both in, and as I'm going to show some and remind others, outside of the ring too, because as we know now, he is not an American hero. That's right, I repeat, Hulk Hogan is not the American hero, and he will not stand up for the rights of every man as the song he uses for his bullshit gimmick says. Let's proceed with Exhibit B.
Hulk Hogan terminated by WWE for racial slurs caught on tape. According to a joint investigation by the National Enquirer and Radar Online, Hogan is captured on a sex tape made in 2008, repeatedly using offensive remarks, including the N-word. Hogan's rep tells ET that he resigned on Thursday after learning the transcript was going to be published by the National Enquirer, but the WWE says it actually terminated his contract. The organization said, quote, WWE is committed to embracing and celebrating individuals from all backgrounds. Hogan released the following apology to ET, quote, it was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There is no excuse for it, and I apologize for having done it. Nonetheless, the WWE immediately removed all references to Hogan from its website. That included deleting him from their Hall of Fame.
So there's that. Hogan was mad because his precious little girl took a walk on the wild side with a strapping young black gentleman who gave her a reason to scream Black Power. But believe it or not, that's not why I'm most disgusted that WWE decided to come back to the immortal one. Nope. This one is personal for me. There's one thing that someone in the public eye shouldn't do. That's be an insensitive prick, especially when your demon seed son of yours does something catastrophic. Exhibit C.
Clearwater police let a stone-faced Nick Bolea into jail wearing handcuffs. It's a day Linda Berry, John Graziano's girlfriend's mother, says she has been waiting to see happen.
I came down here because I wanted Nick to see us here representing John.
The 17-year-old is being charged as an adult with reckless driving involving serious bodily injury. Clearwater police now confirm they believe Bolea was racing his friends, who were in a silver Viper the night of the wreck. Bay News 9 has exclusive video of those friends working on a car engine with Nick. Sources say in the burgundy shirt is Barrett Lawrence. Police say he was the passenger in the Viper. And in the white shirt is Danny Jacobs. Police say Jacobs admits he was driving Hulk Hogan's silver Viper that night. You can see that convertible parked at the Bolea Bel Air home. Police also say Nick was going a little more than 20 miles over the speed limit, and he had alcohol in his system, but police say it was below the DUI level. Bolea's attorneys say they feel the evidence is going to show otherwise.
We don't believe that this is an accident that resulted from high speed, and we believe that when all the facts are in, at the end of the day, that what you're going to see is that this was an accident.
And the attorneys point out that John Graziano's critical injuries are a result of the Marine not wearing a seatbelt.
Nick had his seatbelt on, and even though the almost all of the damage on the car was on the driver's side, he was barely injured in the accident, and for some reason John didn't have his seatbelt on.
As Nick left the jail, his famous family showed up. The teen's mother, Linda Bolea, hugged her son and looked visibly shaken. Nick's dad, Hulk Hogan, drove the family away. His sister Brooke was sitting in the back seat. Nick Bolea's quick release from jail frustrates Barry.
I wish he was staying there tonight so he could realize, and show a little bit of remorse, because we have yet to see that.
So you're probably wondering why I mentioned his son's car wreck and why I call him an insensitive prick. Exhibit D.
Well, I don't know what type of person John was or what he did to get himself in this situation. I know he was pretty aggressive and used to yell at people and used to do stuff. But for some reason, man, God laid some heavy shit on that kid, man. I don't know what he was into.
John was a negative person.
He was what?
He was a negative person. Will you work on that reality deal?
Yep.
For me, and get that thing lined up so the minute I walk out of wherever I walk out of, it's there, boom.
Can you do it while you're on probation?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, you want to do it with Pink Snickers or you want to do it with someone else?
I want to do it where I'll make the most money.
Well, then you need to do it with me, Jason, and Eric.
Okay.
You know, if I'm producing the show, I won't screw you. You know that.
Yeah, of course.
I'll get you everything. I'll make you an owner.
Yeah.
You own the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me get to work on that with Eric tonight. He's here too.
Okay, cool.
So, dude, we can get that pulled off, dude.
Reality. You guys.
The new Nick. We call it the new Nick or something.
New Nick.
Or something. We'll have to come up with a good name. Think of a good name.
I'll be thinking of a good name.
It'll
be reality, how I'm getting back on my feet and how I'm recovering after this celebrity out of jail.
So, not only is Hulk Hogan a liar racist, insensitive prick, and a con man, he's also a money-grubbing clown who only cares about his own image. Thank you, Los Angeles, for reminding us as to who the real American hero in pro wrestling is. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned for more content coming from the Davis Star Experience.